Warren Buffett sells $8 billion worth of stock. Michael Burry shorts the stock market $1.6 billion. Robert Kiyosaki says it's the everything bubble. Well, nothing to see here. Don't panic. Go back to work, people. We'll go through all of this and more today on Ontario Stacker. So if you're like me, you're probably watching all the same Silver and Finance YouTube channels. And you're probably also seeing everyone calling a market crash coming soon. What is true and what is not? It's up to us to try and figure it out, guys. Let's go over all the top stories and see what makes sense. First of all, we got Michael Burry of the Big Short fame. He certainly thinks the stock market is ready for a crash. He recently put a $1.6 billion short position on it. Granted, he's been wrong before, like last January when he said, we're all doomed. And then there's Robert Kiyosaki of Rich Dad Poor Dad fame. He's going around saying this is the everything bubble and it will affect stocks, bonds, and credit. But he also says be very careful who you listen to because your biggest asset is also your biggest liability. That is the ideas in your head. And be careful who puts them there, which I think is amazing advice in this uncertain times we are all living in. By the way, if you haven't already, please give this video a like and subscribe. It really helps a small channel like this, and I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Now, Warren Buffett, probably the most famous stock investor in the world, famous for saying the best holding period for any stock is forever. Well, he sold $13 billion in stocks in the second quarter alone, and only bought back in less than $5 billion, leaving $8 billion out of the stock market. Guys like us can only speculate why he would do this and what this means for us and the stock markets. So, is the stock market doomed? I can't tell you. You're going to have to make that decision yourself. I'm just a guy that loves silver with a small YouTube channel. I'm not a financial advisor. But I do see a lot of signs that make me feel I don't personally want any of my money in the stock market. And that is why I choose to put my money into silver. Nothing wrong with gold, guys. I just personally like silver because I think there is a bigger upside. The fundamentals of stacking precious metals still remain the same. It's in your hand. You own it. It's money out of the system. F-U CBDCs. It's never going to zero. It costs way too much to produce, guys. Believe me, I work in the mining industry. The costs are astronomical. And it's the best insurance policy you can buy. You get to keep your premiums. And lastly, we all know it's going to be worth a lot more in the next 5 to 10 years. So why aren't more people buying precious metals? Well, I believe most people still believe the lie. The lie that all they have to do is what their dad did. And everything will just work out fine. Newsflash. The world is a much different place now. The days of clear sailing and a happy retirement for all are over. You know, as well as I do, the world is at a crossroads. And we need to make wise decisions right now. That's why we're stackers. I know. I'm preaching to the choir here. Because you all know the truth. We are living in dangerous times. And we need to make the best decisions possible for ourselves and our families. So I will continue to stack and encourage family, friends, and co-workers to do the same. Not everyone will listen, but those that do will be very glad they did. Keep on stacking, brothers and sisters. God bless Ontario Stacker out.